This podcast was created on Messy. Create your own show today at messy.fm.
All right, we're recording. Okay, welcome to episode 3 of House of Blurs. Thank you for joining us again. It's your host, Nicole.
And Armani.
We've got a lot of stuff to unpack this week. It's been a pretty long week. Thanks again for joining us and for checking us out on Twitter and Instagram and
now Facebook.
Now we're on Facebook, so our Facebook page under the same title, House of Blurs. So you can find us there as well if you want to, keep track of what we're doing. And
slide us a like.
Slide us a like, hit subscribe, follow, rate some things, do all them things that people look for when they post stuff on social media. All right, so let's ease into it. I'm not going to jump into it because we got a lot. First up on the itinerary this week is some new game releases. So we got Hello Neighbor came out this week on the Switch and the PS4. So if you played Hello Neighbor on the Xbox One, you know how frustrating that game was because there was no clear way to get through it.
And if you don't know, feel free to refer back to episode 1 where we gave our little spiel on it.
Yeah, because we played it when it first launched for the Xbox, and yeah, it was a lot.
Very frustrating.
We have not revisited it since then. We should probably do that, see what kind of updates and patches they've got on it now. Especially since now they've put it out on other platforms. So, yeah, Hello Neighbor's out. Also this week in new releases, Go Vacation came out for the Switch. So, Nintendo is trying to push out a bunch of stuff. They're trying to get as much content as they can for the Switch. So Go Vacation is also another one that's out. We are down to 2 weeks to Madden releases. If you pre-ordered it at most places, aka GameStop, because we're also pre-ordering your games at and why. So if you pre-ordered it, you can pick it up Monday. 2 Mondays from now. You should be able to pick it up if you pre-ordered it. If not, you're going to have to wait with the rest of the regulars till Friday. So that's what's going on in the gaming world. I started playing Jurassic Park Evolution this week.
How's that going?
It's a lot. Like, it's not your average tycoon game. Like, you really got to put some thought into it. I had to restart my island once. Like, I was playing it and kind of doing my own thing, and I ran out of money. And then realized, okay, let me just not do that. Let me follow the path that they kind of set out for you initially, which is like your tutorial type thing. But they don't tell you it's a tutorial. So
it kind of gives you like a story mode.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a tutorial, but it's part of your actual island. So far so good. I got people eating right off the bat, so I was happy with that. As long as I can, watch people get eaten. But it's like, yeah, there's gonna be a lot to that game. Like, you actually got to put in time and work. So I'm looking forward to digging into that a little bit more. So the next couple weeks or so, I should probably have more when I have time to actually sit down and play it, because I worked 6 days straight this week, and my first day off of vacation, had a vacation, then came back and had to work 6 days straight due to some unforeseen events. So tomorrow is like my first day off. Tomorrow is my first day off. Not like my first day off. It is. So, sit down and spend some quality time with Jurassic Park. You play anything this week?
No. I've been looking. I was replaying Outlast. Outlast 1, the first one.
I don't think I played Outlast at all.
It's really good. It's a really good horror game. It's really, atmospheric. It's something that the genre needed.
Okay. What genre is that?
Horror.
Okay.
I like survival horror, because it's not like the type of games where you can fight back. It's kind of like you just gotta run, hide. Strategic horror.
I'm all down for a good survival horror game, so I'll take your word on that. We were going to do a segment and add it to the Comics I Copped weekly. We're going to be bringing that to you. If you're not familiar with that hashtag, it was started by, the great people over at Fanbros. DJ Benjamin started the hashtag Comics I Copped. And just people kind of posting comics books that they, get each week when new comic books dropped. So we went and picked up some, but we didn't get a chance to read them yet. We'll bring this podcast to you kind of late in the evening. So we'll start that next week and have a follow-up. I just picked up the World of Wakanda, the number one. I picked up 1 and 2. So the first one actually starts off with Amazing Spider-Man. The second one is X-Men and World of Wakanda. So it looks like a pretty dope storyline. And what did you get?
I don't even remember what I got. When you started talking about that, I was sitting here like, oh my God. And then when I went out the room,
Alright, well, you picked up a comic book that looked pretty dope, too.
Yeah, it looks like it's some kind of zombie, kind of reminded me of The Walking Dead, the cover, so.
Alright, so before the end of this episode, we'll probably have a name for it, maybe, if it's not still sitting in the car. Alright, so, next up, Comic-Con wrapped up over the weekend, and, the biggest thing for those of us who, can't afford to fly to San Francisco or San Diego and just drop everything, and hang out and nerd out. We just, gotta look forward to what we can. And the biggest thing is the movie and TV previews. So if you go over to houseofblurds.com, you can see we posted up the trailers for the movies coming out. We wanted to actually talk about the TV shows a little bit. So we're going to do that here. But on our website, you can see all of the trailers if you have not had a chance to catch them. At least the good trailers so far. The big ones. So starting off with those, we have Glass.
Which I'm looking forward to. Definitely looking forward to.
The M. Night Shyamalan, the final movie in that trilogy. We'll see if it's actually the final movie.
Yeah, I'll say, is it the final movie?
It's set to be the final movie, but, hey, they could probably do more with it. But Glass is going to bring together Unbreakable and Split, and then Glass. At first, I was like, wait, they got to do one more. But I was like, no, because Unbreakable was Bruce Willis's movie. Split was James McAvoy, and Glass will actually be
Samuel
Jackson's movie. So I guess technically, that is all three of them got their movies. So we'll see how this whole, people with superpowers wraps up. I do like how they have people linked to each one of those characters in that preview, in that trailer. Mm-hmm. They have
the chick that James McAvoy kidnapped and Split.
Yeah, she's in it. Glass's mom is in it, and then Bruce Willis' son is in it. So they've got people who kind of track important people to each of them to kind of keep that emotionally tied to and involved in it. Yeah, James McAvoy's character though, that, it's gonna be interesting to see how that all shakes out and how that gets wrapped up. So you got Glass coming out. Aquaman.
I'm actually pretty excited for Aquaman. I still have yet to watch Justice League.
You haven't watched Justice League yet?
I still have not watched Justice League.
What the?
I don't know. It's just DC. I had no kind of inclination to watch it. It didn't even look to me. It didn't look interesting.
Wow. Okay. So, yeah, you can watch Justice League this week. You should just watch it this weekend. We watched it the other day, me and your brothers. So I fell asleep in it again, on the couch. But, when I seen Justice League, I wasn't excited for Aquaman. I was like, this movie's going to be terrible. As much as I love Jason Momoa and everything that he's done, the Red Road, he's a phenomenal actor. He does some really good stuff. So seeing the Aquaman stuff from Justice League, I was not really looking forward to an Aquaman movie. The CGI in the movie was trash as fuck to begin with. And then the Aquaman scenes were even more trash. So it was I don't want to watch a whole movie that looks like this. I really wouldn't for it. But the Aquaman trailer
looked pretty well. It looked pretty promising.
It looked promising. It looks like it's gonna be pretty good. So I I don't know if I'm going to go to the movies to see it or not still, but
it's more of an origin movie, right? Like, this takes place before Justice League.
Does it, though?
Yeah, because it's before he goes to Atlantis. Like, that was Aquaman first going to Atlantis. Because his brother was in charge. Or his half-brother wasn't. That's like what it looks like the premise of the movie is going to be. Him trying to fight his half-brother to take the throne of Atlantis.
Poor superheroes and their shitty family storylines. Like, I want a superhero who's had, like, a
healthy family.
Yeah, like, who superheroes had a healthy family? Ain't nobody got no healthy families now. Like, damn. Okay, yeah. That was Shazam. Next up, also from the DC universe.
I am very much looking forward to Shazam. That was one of my favorite DC
Okay.
comics. Yeah.
I thought you were about to say it was your favorite trailer. I was about to say, okay, that might be getting me a lot of love, but okay.
No, out of all the DC characters, I really like Shazam. Billy Batson.
I thought that the trailer, and I wrote this in the piece on the blog, it kind of, for me, seemed Diary of a Wimpy Kiddish. Like, it's obviously going to be light, family-friendly DC. And I prefer dark DC. Like, I prefer dark DC. So I don't think that this is going to tie into Justice League. I don't know if DC even plans on tying any of their shit together like Marvel's doing. Or if they're just putting out movies for the fucking sake of putting out movies.
I feel like they're just putting out movies to put out, like, for the sake of movies. Because if they are, just from the trailer, if you haven't watched... Are we doing spoilers? Is this a spoiler trailer?
Spoiler for what?
Like, the DC... I don't know. Because I'm saying, like, from the trailer, it seems like they changed a couple things from, like, the actual Shazam storyline, so... And if they did change what I believe they changed, they missed out on bringing in, like, a vital character to the DC universe.
Who?
Dr. Fate.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I didn't read the Shazam comic, so... Was it darker? Or
It was slightly darker. There were some dark points. But, it was like Dr. Fate took Billy Batson, basically, and he made him into Shazam. And he ends up dying. So now it gets pretty dark.
Okay, well, yeah, this definitely looks, like I said, it reminded me of Diary of a Wimpy Kid Gets Powers from the trailers. And that's, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies, so that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just very clearly family-friendly, good time at the movie theaters. It looks cute. I'll watch it again. I don't think I'm going to pay $11 to go watch it.
Fire stick it.
Hey. Not saying that we promote the illegal pirating of movies, depending on what country you're in. But come, I don't think you just yell that out like that. But watch it however you want to watch it. But I won't be going to my local theater. I don't think so. I'll just wait.
Yeah, we'll wait till it comes out on DVD.
Yeah,
we're gonna buy the DVD.
I mean, let's not get crazy. When that hoe hits Netflix, I'm on it. But, I mean, you know how we do. Yeah. So, the next movie trailer. What are the movie trailers were there?
Let's see, you said Glass.
Remember Glass, Shazam, Aquaman.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
I was going to do that one last.
Okay.
So that's why, I definitely did not forget about that one.
Godzilla.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Godzilla. So, I'm not a Godzilla fan.
Me either.
I don't think I've ever watched any Godzilla movie in its entirety. I realize there is a huge Godzilla fandom, so shout out to you people and keeping this alive for all these years. But that trailer actually looked good. Like, I want to see this movie.
Yeah, that one actually, like, intrigued me. Like, the last Godzilla movie, it was like, do I really care about this dinosaur? Like, I don't. Like, I never understood what it was about. I never got it. I could never get into it. I watched, like, 10 minutes of the old school, like, black and white, like, where it looked like they just had, like, a toy dinosaur.
Basically what it was. It was a toy on a string. So, that's what they were rolling with. Obviously, the effects in this are way better. It's like a apocalyptic kind of thing. Like, the end of the world is coming, and we need Godzilla and Mothra. I mean, I know who the characters are, or the Titans, as we're calling them now. If they were called something else in the old Japanese movies. The actual probably Japanese term for whatever Titans is. But yeah, we're getting the Titans, so it's Godzilla and his friends are going to help save the world. So it definitely seems like it follows a storyline of we release beasts to help us, and they destroy shit, and then we have to kind of corral them back in after they've destroyed shit. But, you know, we've got some popular faces in it. As soon as I seen the trailer, I was like, hey, it's 11. So, you know, I'm pretty sure a lot of people said that same thing, whether you like her or don't like her. Or if you haven't watched Stranger Things, I don't know what rock you're living under, but you are missing out if you have not watched Stranger Things at this point. Man, no, it looks pretty good. That I'll probably go see in the movie theaters. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, that's definitely a must-see.
We're housing this cat, and it's like randomly jumping around things because it's trying to get its bearings. So, yeah, we're kind of looking at that because he's like roaming and doing its own thing. Okay, yeah, so back to the podcast. Okay, now, Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald. Oh my god, like, I was so freaking excited for this. Like, I didn't think the Fantastic Beasts series was going to be as good as it was when they said that they were going to do this.
Me either. I did not think these spin-offs were going to work as well. I didn't think the characters were going to be as likable, or like, I felt like they were going to try and milk the Harry Potter series, but they definitely did not.
No, well, they're probably milking it, but it's in a great way. Like, milk away. Because, first off, Newt Scamander is out here holding it down for Hufflepuff. Like, yes, sir. Even though he got kicked out of school, he's still, you know, Hufflepuff for life. You know, Team Hufflepuff. Yeah, you know, it looks really good. I think Jude Law,
As Dumbledore.
Like, I buy that. Like, I could take him as a young Dumbledore. Like, I feel like Dumbledore probably had swag as, you know,
as a young professor.
And he's probably, like, in his mid-hundreds. Like, so, I feel like, you know, that fits. I like it. I like Jude Law as a young Dumbledore. When it got to the end of it, and they showed...
Nicholas Flamel.
Yes. I was like, holy shit. Like, when you introduced yourself, I was like, yo, this is about to get real. Like, how far
are we about to take these?
Yes. Yeah, like, are we really going to deep dive deep into, like...
Honestly, that would be amazing if they somehow took these movies and, like, wrapped them into, like, the beginning of Harry Potter.
Like, pre-Harry Potter.
Yeah,
like the other wizard, like all the stuff that you heard about on the sides. Because, I mean, that's what they're doing. I mean, we're getting the Fantastic Beasts. You got that. You heard about that book. And now they took that whole book and they're making that into a movie series. But it's like all the other wizards that we heard. Like, we get a movie that, like, takes place at, like, Drumstrange. Like, will we see the other schools even more? Because that's where Grindelwald went to school at. That's where he went. And he got expelled from there. So it's like, you know, will we start to see more of these other schools? And can we get some spin-offs out of there? Like, you know, yeah, that would just be freaking amazing. And I'm here for it. Yeah, I will follow this series until I'm old. And you can bury me with my Elder Wand. Bury me inside the wizard stove. So, yeah, I'm okay with it. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put that in my will. I'm going to be buried in Hufflepuff colors.
The orange. Is it orange? Orange and black?
Yeah. Yo, what a Harry Potter funeral. Big funeral. I need you to make sure that happens. Everyone needs to
bring a wand so we can raise it.
Yes. And then, like, y'all need to get sorted into your houses before you show up so you know to be in the proper attire.
I already got my house sorting.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the regular muggles who might not be, you know, that into Harry Potter.
You do the quiz before you enter the funeral.
Yeah, no. You can't get in until you've been properly sorted. Like, the entrance is going to be a sorting hat. So you know where you going to sit at? So, yeah, that's so damn morbid. But I'm dead ass serious at this point now, so I'm probably going to update my will to make that happen. So definitely we'll be seeing that when it comes out. And it comes out in November. And that's a this year movie. So yeah, we know what we'll be doing in November. I don't know if there's a Christmas movie yet. Like, what are we going to go see on Christmas Day at the movie theaters?
I don't know. I don't think anything's been announced yet. I would think that they would have done Winnie the Pooh as a Christmas movie.
Oh my god. Okay, so we're going to go see Winnie the Pooh on your birthday. Your birthday is next week. Pooh comes out next, or Christopher Robin comes out next week. So, oh my god, I can't wait. Like, it looks so good. Yeah, it looks really good. It looks really well done. So, I'm here for the Winnie the Pooh movie. So we shall be seeing that faux show. Okay, so that was about it for the movies at a Comic-Con. TV shows. So, Doctor Who, we're not Whovians, but shout out to those who are, because this season on Doctor Who, you get your first female doctor, which is historic and a big deal. You know, the show's been on since 1963, and we finally get a female doctor. So I definitely understand the magnitude and the importance of this. So I'm guessing, 2-3 seasons from now, we should get a black doctor?
Yeah. No, I mean, still too early for that.
Still too soon.
Still too soon.
We're
still pushing it. We gotta take what we can get.
With another 30 seasons.
Yeah.
So yeah, I watched the trailer for it, and to me, it reminds me of that show Sliders. This was before you were born.
No, I seen Sliders.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
okay.
You showed me Sliders a while back.
Okay. So it kind of reminded me of that, and I'm pretty sure Sliders probably stole its setup from Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that kind of early 90s look and feel, and USA, budgeting and show type thing. Yeah. Not necessarily my cup of tea. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be on BBC America, and that new season is going to be starting up. So there's that. Before we get to what I'm really looking forward to, we'll talk about the fact that The Purge is doing a television series. So, I love the Purge movies. I love all the Purge movies. They've gotten progressively better.
Honestly.
Surprisingly. I thought this series was going to fall off, but each one has gotten better.
Yeah, I feel like I would even go to say the first one would be the worst one.
Yeah, if you had to say one was bad.
Yeah.
But, I mean, truthfully, they've all been good movies. And you know what's interesting enough with this? Each movie has centered more around the people of color. And each
continuation.
Yeah, each continuation. And they've gotten better. So maybe someone understands the secret sauce. But this TV series is going to be interesting, because I don't think I ever thought to myself, hey, I want to see a Purge TV series. You think that sometimes watching movies, but I don't think I ever thought that with The Purge.
No. It's just it just depends on the format and how they do it, how they split this up. Because I was reading that some of it's going to be pre-Purge night. It's going to get you invested in, the people's lives, and then, because it's a 10-part TV event or whatever. So I'm guessing about, episode 5, maybe, we'll get into the actual Purge. I think that's how they might split it up.
So it's going to be 10, it's going to be a 10-episode season?
Mm-hmm.
So? Okay, so episode 1 through 5 is investing in the people. 5 through 9 is the Purge. We're going to drag out one night over, 4 episodes. And then the last 2 episodes will be that awkward day after shit, when you got to go to work the next day and the guy who you tried to kill is there. That's what everyone really wants. Everybody really wants to see the day after the Purge.
The cleanup, the awkward encounters.
Yeah,
I wish the Purge had end credits doing that each one.
To show you where are they now, Purge style.
Yeah, in that first one when they had that whole their whole neighborhood tried to kill them, and they all just sat them down that table, and then they waited till it was over, and they're alright, you can leave. What did those people do after they all went back to work together?
Yeah, see. I'd have to fuck people up the day after. I'm sorry. This might not be legal no more, bro, but you getting it. Yeah, that would not be easy. Um, so yeah, we're getting a Purge TV series, and it's going to be on USA. Is that correct?
Yes, USA.
All right, so we'll definitely be checking that out. I'm definitely going to watch it. I mean, just give it a shot and see what happens. This is one of those shows that it's like you like the premise of it, but I don't see a season 2 necessarily. Like, okay. And I guess when I watch TV series, like new series start, I kind of think to myself, okay, what's season 2 gonna like? How are we gonna build off of this?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, multiple seasons of The Purge, like the same night. I don't know about that, but
Well, they're marketing it as like a 10 episode event, so I don't think there's gonna be a second season. I think they're just gonna do like, give us a little taste of what we wanted.
all right. Well, we'll see how that rolls when the Purge drops on USA. The Walking Dead is the big one.
That's the only one I missed. That is the only trailer I missed.
You didn't watch the Walking Dead trailer?
Watch the Walking Dead one.
Hold up. We might have to pause this. Okay, so in this season of The Walking Dead, it is a time jump. Okay? So first off, we have a new showrunner. Her name is Karen Kang. So Scott Gimple is not going to be showrunning this season of The Walking Dead. He's doing other stuff in the franchise. Like, he's taking over, overseeing other stuff between this and Fear the Walking Dead and I guess other stuff they got going on. So, new showrunner. She's female, Asian. She's been with the show since, like, the beginning. So she's been around The Walking Dead. So it's not like some random person they just, like, brought in who doesn't know shit about the series. So she's been around this for a while. And it's going to be nice to get a new take on it, I think. That would be nice to see. I think it's going to feel like a whole new series, which is kind of what they need to do at this point. Like, we need a true revamp and refreshing of The Walking Dead. So we get a time jump. Maggie gives birth. Maggie has a baby.
I heard they're bringing Shane back.
Okay, so I heard Shane's coming back. I heard that, what's his face? The Ginger is coming back. Sasha's man.
Oh.
So,
not Eli. What's his name?
I feel like these are always going to come back in flashbacks when we kill Rick.
Oh.
Because Rick's leaving. So this is Andrew Lincoln's final season. They confirmed that at Comic-Con. Yeah. So they confirmed, Andrew Lincoln confirmed what's been going around, that he is in fact leaving. We kind of figured that. So, but we don't know if he's going to die. Like, that's the one thing they haven't said, is whether or not Rick's going to die. So that might still be up in the air as far as how Andy Lincoln is leaving the show. But yeah, he's out of here. So I feel like the Shane stuff is going to come in a flashback. I don't think Shane's actually still, because he killed Shane. He put a bullet in his head. Like,
yeah, wasn't that like the first taste when we saw that, like, if you kill somebody, come back as a zombie?
Yeah. So I don't think we get like real Shane. Plus he's doing the Punisher anyway, so I don't think he's really coming back for this. I mean, well, no, I take that back. Money is money, so who knows? But I think it'll be nice to see a fresh take. In the preview, they showed a bunch of like new people. So I think they're giving us that Grey's Anatomy setup. Like, you know how every couple seasons on Grey's Anatomy, they give us a whole bunch of new interns to care about, and then they like get rid of half of them. Like, it's kind of like a weeding out series, like weeding out period. I feel like that's what they're doing with this season with The Walking Dead. So you got a bunch of new faces, new characters. Yeah, but I mean, we're gonna get way more Daryl.
Is Michonne still on there?
Yeah, Michonne's still around. But my question is, once Rick leaves, what the fuck is Michonne gonna do? Like,
she done lost Carl. She gonna lose Rick.
I feel like it's Denai leaving too, and we just don't know it yet. Like, y'all, they gonna hang on to that nigga because they know once Denai leave, like, a good chunk of their viewership leaving too. Because I'm going with Denai gone. Like, just real talk. Once Michonne leaves The Walking Dead, it's a wrap for me too. Like, I'm going when Michonne leaves. So, yeah. I mean, yeah, that'll be the end for me. So. But I think this will be it'll be a good season. I mean, I definitely think it's gonna be a fresh take on the season. You got Negan, and he's talking to Negan, so I think we'll see some of the aftermath, like what Carl was seeing, like those visions that Rick was having of this future where he's sitting there talking to his daughter, and everyone's living on happy and stuff like that. We're gonna get to that point, but it's really gonna focus on how do you form a civilization after shit happens. So, like, how the founding fathers founded America, like the stuff that they had to go through and the stuff that they do. Now we're gonna see these guys with like 3 different areas or communities essentially, and how we're gonna form how do we form rules and laws and who enforces them. So that's what this season's really gonna be. So I think we're due for a good reboot of Grey's and not Grey's, goodness gracious, The Walking Dead. So we're due for a good reboot of Grey's Anatomy too, but that's a whole nother episode. So The Walking Dead, it's coming back. I started watching Fear the Walking Dead because I started it when it first started, but then I stopped, and I didn't finish season 1, so now I'm on season 2. Yeah, so I'm kind of watching that because it's reading what people like, people's reviews and what people have said and stuff like that. It seemed like it definitely got better, so that's what I'm saying. We'll see.
Well, then I'll definitely have to check it out while you watch it.
Yeah, it's okay. I've been watching it and falling asleep, so. Before I started late at night. It's like the last show of the night, so I get a little into it, and then it's a wrap. Alright, so The Walking Dead. Speaking of The Walking Dead, Chris Hardwick got his job back at AMC. So he's going back to hosting The Talking Dead, even though I don't even feel like he was really off because the show's been off anyway. So it's not like, I feel like the only thing he really missed out on was the Comic-Con panel, which Yvette Nicole Brown did a great job of hosting. Mm-hmm. And moderating, should I say. So, yeah. Chris Hardwick is back. I don't know what kind of investigation AMC could do into
a relationship.
Yeah, someone saying that they were abused during a relationship. But, I guess, that that takes us into... Actually, no, we're not going to jump into that yet, because that's a meaty part of this. I feel like should be a meaty part of this episode. And we'll get to that. So before we get to that part, the other little tidbits we had. So who's the dude who created the Millie Rock?
I don't know who created the Millie Rock.
What's his name? It's something with Millie in it.
Are you sure about that? I'm fact checking right now.
You fact check that. I'm pretty sure he's got Millie in his name. So anyway,
it wasn't Meek Mill, so
no, it wasn't Meek Mill. So
who created the Millie Rock?
Anyway, the dance is in Fortnite. So
2 Millie. His name is 2 Millie.
2 Millie did the Millie Rock. Okay, so this game is in Fortnite. And fucking Fortnite is taking over the world. Okay, so it's no secret I work for GameStop. It's been said. We've been talking about it. You follow me on any social media, you know this. We at some point may have to change our model because literally people are just coming in and they're trading in their freaking video games to buy V-Bucks. I have kids come in all day long, bags of coins, rolled coins, and unrolled coins, which, please, if you're going to bring in a bag of nickels, roll it up first. Be kind to your, local cashier. Roll up your bag of nickels. So, yeah, parents, get your kids coin papers, so they can roll up their change. Because rolling up in GameStop with $15
and nickels
and dimes. Yeah. Man, cash is cash. I'm gonna take it. Like, I'll take a bag of pennies. That's what I got a counting machine for at the end of the day. But
I mean, at least like your GameStop's pretty close to Walmart. Just rent a little
the coin star.
little coin
Yeah,
star
them kids
thing.
ain't running over there. That thing has a fee anyway. That's gonna take off some of their V-Bucks.
Oh dang!
But yeah, like kids is out here. It's like crack. Like they come and let me get them V-Bucks. Like trying to get they fix, and it's crazy. Like I've had people come in and trade in a ton of games, like a lot of games, and just change it out for V-Bucks, like, or for currency, or PlayStation currency. My store's in an area where it's, mostly PlayStation, so, that's what they're getting, is just PlayStation currency. I'm just like, not a problem. But, yeah, we should just put, like, a vending machine in the corner that does nothing but sells currency. Like, that I feel like is going to be the future. Like, the more and more automated retail gets, I would not be surprised if at some point GameStop has a machine in the corner that just sells currency. You come in, put your cash in it, and it spits out, V-Bucks. Anyway, so Fortnite put the Millie Rock in the game as an emote that you can buy. So
And that's the crazy thing too, because really, when you use those V-Bucks, that's all you're buying. You're buying emotes and skins. That's it. Nothing to help you.
battle packs. What's in a battle pack?
That's it. It's just emotes and skins.
Oh, it's not like weapons?
No weapons.
See, no, that's crazy. That makes that shit even crazier, because I thought people were buying like weapons or like gear.
No, it's like you can stuff that you wear, but it has no impact on your gameplay.
Oh, fuck that shit. Yeah, man, people are y'all are. Save the world. Get your kids off Fortnite. Like, I mean, man, I'm not playing it. I don't think I have the dexterity anymore in my thumbs for games like that necessarily. So it's not my cup of tea. But shout out to them, because they're taking over. They are, because now everything feels the need to put a battle royale in it, and that's all people are looking for. So, I mean, I don't knock it. I mean, it's cool. I like a good battle royale, but I still like a good quality video game. Like, I feel like maybe we're just in a time period, maybe it'll pass at some point, and then we'll get back to having meatier games, and not just everything going full battle royale, and that being the bulk of what you're getting now. Because
I mean, Fortnite has a story mode, just nobody plays story. No one plays it. There's an actual game. I think it's because Battle Royale is free. I think it's actually played and buy, or like pay to play the Save the World version.
Yeah, you do. So, but anyway, so the point of this, going to ride it back, because we're not having a Fortnite conversation. The conversation was the fact that this young man created this dance that got popular all over YouTube and social media and Vine, when Vine was still a thing. Now it's in a video game, and this corporation is making money off of this. So, should he get paid?
Definitely. That's like, yeah. I mean, that's your dance. You created that. Like before you, no one was doing it. So why not?
Yeah, I definitely think he has a case. I hope he gets a good lawyer. I hope he takes it to him, and he's going to need somebody's help, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't have the money to fight off a corporation in court. So he's going to have to somebody going to have to help him out. So hopefully somebody does and puts up some money to help with that. Or a good lawyer takes it on. And maybe does it pro bono, because they know they'll get some money out in the back end of it. But I definitely think he has a case, and I hope he takes it there, and I hope he wins and gets some money off that, because, yeah, that shit's making a lot of money. For sure. So, get paid, black man, get paid.
Get your money, black man.
Also, in music-related news this week, oh man, everyone's favorite puppet, Tekashi 6ix9ine, was allegedly kidnapped and beat up and robbed this week. Did you hear about that?
I did see that. He shouldn't have been talking about Chief Keef.
Really?
He did not listen to the beginning of that song. Clearly. Talking about Chief Keef ain't about that, Chief Keef ain't about this. He didn't listen.
man, it's just crazy. Like, I don't wish harm on nobody. I don't know this kid. I've honestly never listened to I have not listened to a single fucking Tekashi 6ix9ine song. I heard a snippet that was played on the Breakfast Club of that one with him and Nicki Minaj, and that was enough for me. I'm good. I don't even want to listen to a full Tekashi song. You about to tell me there's a good one out there?
No, I can't even do that because I can't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say is that it's a shame when you have a problematic person with so much potential. Because honestly, the voice he has when he's like actually rapping, like though some of his songs are repetitive, he's got the good rapping voice.
But he looks like a fucking clown, and I mean, I'm getting old, but he just it's the representation. I mean, at some point,
that too, yeah.
Representation, how you and presentation still has to matter. Like, you can't. It's sad that we're in a state now where like these kids think that walking around. I mean, my hair is blue, so I'm all for dyeing your hair. Like, I'm not gonna knock that, but young people, do not get tattoos on your face. You will not be able to get a real job. Like, if you think that that's what you got to do to be a rapper nowadays, if you're trying to be a rapper, do your thing. Don't never knock nobody hustle. Follow your dreams. SoundCloud is really, people coming up in SoundCloud. Like, for real. Like, do your thing. Pursue your dreams. Create content. Put it out there. But, comma, do not put tattoos on your face. At some point, you're going to need a job to support while you trying to chase your dream, while you dream chasing, while you trying to make it happen, you're going to need to get a 9 to 5 or a, 3 to 9:30. So, you putting tattoos on your face is not going to help. So, I get people come to my store, and first off, if you're going to apply at a retail place where you got to deal with customers, like, you're not hireable if you got tattoos all over your face. Like, I mean, I was in the Army, so, I still follow the old adage. Like, I'm all for tattoos, believe me. I got tattoos. But, you need to be able to cover them up with clothing that you're going to wear. Because not everybody is
okay with it.
Yeah, not everybody's okay with it. Not everybody's, cool with it. And I've seen, like, really good, talented people who are super charismatic and can sell their asses off and great customer service, but depending on where you're at, not even depending on where you're at, you're like, an older person walks into that store and wants to get help, and all they see coming at them is this kid with all these tattoos on them. They don't even want to talk to you. They're not going to give you a chance. Like, but you could solve all of their needs and get them everything they need, but they ain't even trying to talk to you because, like, the way you're coming at them, they're not comfortable, and they don't, it's you have to work harder for that. So it's like, yeah, don't do that until you, like,
establish yourself.
Yeah. Then once you're established, once you're secure, you're taking care of your bills, your family, you got your mama house, then tattoo your face up all you want to. Or unless you're 9 to 5 or 3 to 9:30 is working in a tattoo parlor, then go for it.
Or you want to work at Spencer's for the rest of your life. They're completely fine with face tattoos.
Spencer's will hire you with the face tattoo?
Yeah. All kinds of tattoos. They said they do not care.
Yeah, well. Or you can work at Spencer's. There you go. But, his presentation is off-putting, to be honest. And then...
He's also a pedophile. That's another thing.
He is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so...
Okay. I don't even know if we want to touch on this.
I mean, this kind of goes into the next conversation, so this is a good setup for where we're going to go next anyway. So, I mean, what kind of case, what kind of situation was it?
He says that he was 17. The court case says he was 18. And there was a video of him and some 14-year-old girl, and they all it was like him and a bunch of other dudes and her at a party.
Oh.
And he said, he tried to say in his interviews that he didn't know how old she was or that she said something, but in the court cases, he clearly was like, yeah, nah, I knew she was 14. Like, he just didn't care.
Oh, man, that is just such... And as a mother of sons and daughters, like, young men, don't stop putting yourself in those fucking situations. Like, I know when I was 14, I was lying about my age, and I looked older than 14. I was very developed at 14 and 15, so I was lying about how old I was. So, I know girls do it. I know that, you know, to some extent, like, you can see, like, some of these young girls out here, and you might not know how old they are necessarily off the bat. But, dog, we're at a time, and guys, y'all need to be asking for ID.
Yeah, so you need to check ID at the door.
Yeah, no, dudes, if you still out here fucking around with these girls, and you are not checking ID, I need to see it. You're not checking a birthday. I'm telling my sons, you need to check fucking ID. And if they ain't got it, keep it moving. That means they're underage, because you're gonna get fucked up. Like, it's that's no longer an excuse. Oh, I didn't know she was 14. I thought she was older than that. Well, you know what? Ignorance is not,
Bliss.
Yeah. That's not, you're not gonna get off because you didn't know. Ignorance is not an excuse for breaking the law. So, yeah. Nah, them days of doing that shit is far gone. Yeah. You will get caught up, and either you're gonna end up locked the fuck up
or doxxed,
registered, and yeah, that goes along with the whole consent conversation that's been being had a lot lately. The stuff with Charlemagne's been all over Twitter, and he addressed it on the Breakfast Club, and he talked about it, and this people having a conversation about, what is consent, and, if people are drunk and stuff like that. And it's like, if you gotta ask that question,
but you don't have the consent.
Basically.
How old are you? Like, I feel like if you're not old enough to know what consent is, you're not old enough to be having sex.
Well, the thing is, you have grown ass men still are doing it. Like, you have grown ass 30-some-year-old men still doing the same shit, and it's like,
even then, you don't need to be having sex.
True. Like, if the question is, if you're not sure if there's consent, or if there's a situation where it can be questioned later, yeah, the answer is no. Don't do it. So, that whole, getting drunk or getting high and having sex, yeah, no, that shit's gonna get you gonna catch a case on that. Fuck around with the wrong person and end up in a body bag. But that was taking us into the James Gunn situation. So, James Gunn, the director and one of the writers, because I done heard in this whole thing coming to light about this, I've seen some of the other kind of shitty stuff that he's done. Namely, taking, full writing cred for Guardians of the Galaxy, when there was actually a lady who helped write, and there was, discussion about what she wrote or what she contributed and stuff like that. And it's kind of shitty if you have a writing partner or a friend that you develop an idea with, and then the shit blows up, and then it becomes you didn't really write it. You went and looked up facts for me. You Googled shit.
You helped me.
Yeah. So you're not going to be contributed as a writer. That's trash as fuck. And that seems to be a little bit of what happened. But he got fired from Guardians of the Galaxy by Disney because of some 10-year-old fucking tweets. And not one or two tweets. There was a lot of tweets that he said some really fucked up stuff. Now, I have mixed feelings about the situation. Because on one hand, he was making jokes about pedophilia and rape. If you haven't seen the tweets, Google it. I had them pulled up earlier. My phone's dead, so I don't have them up in front of me now. Some of them, it was okay, he's trying to make jokes, but they're just corny-ass jokes. They're just not funny. So 10 years ago, when no one was really batting an eye at it, it was oh, he's just making a joke. And he's corny, but whatever. It's a joke. But now, some crazy right-wing Nazi dude decided to dig up these tweets in this, heightened, super sensitive time period that we're in, and said, oh, well, look at the shit that he was saying 10 years ago. And this dude dug it up because James Gunn is a very vocal, anti-Trump, anti-alt-right type stuff. So, this dude goes into these old-ass tweets. And then the witch hunt begins. Like fire him. We're not watching Guardians of the Galaxy as long as he's attached to it tweets started. And those people and stuff like that. It's just like, these tweets were 10 years old. And evidently after the tweets, like, he didn't delete these initially. Like, they were still out there. Like, they were still up on Twitter. Like, you can still fucking find them.
If you went back far enough.
Yeah. So it wasn't like he tried to bury it or nothing like that. He left them up. But I guess a couple years after the last, the ones were made, he apologized for it. Like, he acknowledged that, okay, yeah, some of it was tasteless and it was inappropriate and I was wrong and, I shouldn't have said what I said and certain, maybe I shouldn't have been joking about it. He acknowledged that. He apologized. And then here we are, I guess probably 8-9 years after that those apologies, and now he's being fired for it. That to me is just like,
I feel like that doesn't give people the opportunity to change. Like, that's clearly, if he acknowledged it, and it's not like there's any, like, and nothing recent has come up. Like, this is all 10 years ago. Like, he hasn't said anything in the past 5 years.
No.
Or since he made that apology. I don't feel like he should have been fired.
No, I don't either. I mean, if that's the case, like, in this atmosphere, like, most of your greatest comedians would not be able to be comedians. Like, Don Rickles would not have a career in this atmosphere. Eddie Murphy. The greatest, like, it's just Richard Pryor. Fucking
Childish Gambino. I'm surprised that hasn't been a bigger thing. Like, especially his old stand-up.
Yeah, now that you said it. Somebody's gonna go Google that up and, it's gonna be a thing. But it's just like, I mean, people, as young people, when we're younger, we say stupid shit. We do stupid. That's how you learn. That's how you grow. But it's like the internet is creating this atmosphere to where we're quick to rush to, like, judgment or, ask people's heads on spikes. And it's dangerous. It's setting a really dangerous precedent to where someone can dig up some shit you said 10 years ago when you didn't, when, you were young and dumb and just saying shit off the fly. And you can do your job for it. Because that's what happened. Disney said, bye, bro. We're good. We're severing ties. We don't want anything to do with it. And, I mean, there's a lot of people who are petitioning. Like, Selma Blair started, a big thing about how he should get his job back. I mean, if Chris Hardwick got his job back, give Tim Gunn, should get his, James Gunn. I said Tim Gunn. That's the dude from the design show.
Oh, I was like, Project Runway.
Yeah. Actually, is his name Tim? I think his name was James too, ain't it?
I don't know. His last name's Gunn.
Yeah, that's on a tangent. And it's his cousin. So make it work. I don't necessarily know if, I mean, it's not like we were finding, child porn on his computer or, if it was that kind of thing or if someone thought like he was out here doing some foul shit or living some foul life, it's a whole different story. But if you're just making jokes about it, even if your jokes are just corny as fuck. But, I mean, we can't be out here hanging folks over stupid jokes. Like,
over 10-year-old jokes.
And that's the thing. It's 10-year-old jokes. Now, I think we're at a point in life where we understand, like, some shit just don't need to be joked about. Like, everything's not a joking matter. Like, I probably laughed about, a joke that might have involved rape, like, 10 years ago. Like, I might have chuckled. Now, I'm gonna look at you like, that shit's just not fucking funny. Like, there's just certain things just, once you grow up and you know better, you do better. kind of thing. Yeah, it's not really funny. There's certain shit I'm just not going to laugh about now. You know, we've all laughed at racial jokes, handicap jokes, but that doesn't mean, like, that doesn't make you an evil person if it once you laughed about something like that or you made a joke about it. You know, again, people should be allowed to grow and change. But then, you got to look at a person's actions. I think that shows, that's where the biggest change comes from, is in their actions. And in their actions of when they did whatever they did. Like, this dude was just making jokes.
Yeah, like,
he wasn't actually out here doing that shit. Like, there's, at least it ain't come out light yet. So, until that shit happens, then, you know, he's just making tasteless jokes. It's very different from, you know, say, R. Kelly, whose ass, you know, people been supporting forever, and it's documented this dude's been sleeping with underage fucking children, girls, running a sex cult, but people are still out here caping for this dude.
He literally just made a 20-minute song admitting to all of this, called I Admit.
Dog. First off, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I have never been an R. Kelly fan. Like, even back in the 90s, I have a really good friend who was a huge R. Kelly fan, and I was just like, meh, I wasn't. I was never. I was probably a little bit below the age line, too. I mean, let's understand, okay? As Charlemagne the God says, two things can be true, okay? He can be talented and write good music, because everyone knows the Ali soundtrack was amazing. But he can also be a fucking creep. And a pedophile. And needs to be in fucking jail. Like, two things can be true. It's possible. For two things to be true at the same time. So, no, people gotta do better. Like, this dude needs to be off the street. Like, and it's sad because, you know, this was a conversation earlier, and a good point on that was made, that a lot of the R. Kelly stans, unfortunately, are a lot of, like, your older black women. And that goes to the way that sexual abuse has been looked at and handled in black families. And not just black families, but if you look at, you know, just that in general. Yeah. When that comes up, a lot of times the victims are blamed, you know, especially if it happens from a family member. They're blamed, they're called liars.
Called fast.
Yeah, you know, oh, it's because you're being fast. It's like, the victim's always blamed for it. That kind of shit has to change. Like, that mentality's got to change around it. Like, that shit's not okay. And truthfully, these people who are out here still caping for R. Kelly, you're still supporting that kind of message to these young ladies out here, to these girls who have been victims in them situations. Like, that's still the message you're sending. I heard part of that song where he talks about how he was abused as a child. And you know what? To me,
I cannot take this man seriously talking about this while he is ad-libbing this. Like he's doing a trapped in the closet. But this is not a joke.
No, it's not. And it's like, you know, the fact that you bring that up now, because let's be honest, people are coming for your throat. Like, it's your time is up. Time's up. Like, people are coming for it. Your pockets are starting to get affected. So now you want to come up with this song and you want to try and say, oh, well, I was abused as a child. Now, there are a lot of people who've been abused as children who don't go out here and become abusers. So you're not going to sit here and try to use that as an excuse for the shit that you've done. Like, that's just crazy. And I feel like, to an extent, that's kind of what he tried to do. Like, you're not going to really cop to and admit to the shit that people are really saying that you out here doing and the shit you're really out here doing fully. And yeah, he really tried to pull a "what was me" track. Yeah, nah, bruh. That dude needs to be locked up as well. So yeah, if you're still supporting that cat, probably need to take a good look at that and look at the message you're sending out here to young girls and young kids. Not even just girls, young people in general, especially if you got young people in your life. But we're not going to give that Yahoo too much more time. But yeah, if you're ever in that situation or a victim of that situation, get help, find help. You're not alone. It's not your fault, so don't let people tell you it is. Yeah, you can get through it. So, moving on to a little bit of a lighter note from there. What next do we have up on the itinerary? You know, we were talking about movie trailers, and we totally forgot to talk about Cutthroat City.
We did.
Yeah.
RZA's new movie.
Yeah. We're going to transition from R. Kelly to the RZA. That is such terrible transition. But we're going to fucking make it work. Yeah. The RZA's got a new movie coming out called Cutthroat City. And it takes place in New Orleans.
New Orleans after Katrina.
After Hurricane Katrina. It's listed in the description as a heist movie. So, like,
I think they're trying to rob FEMA.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. They were breaking into FEMA. So, I think it's going to be pretty dope. I mean, it's got a good cast. It's got a fucking dope cast. Like,
T.I., Terrence Howard, Isaiah Washington. Who else is on there?
The dude from Dope. What was his name?
Shamar Moore? No.
Oh my God, Shamar Moore, really? Hold on. I'm fact checking now. So
it's not Shamar Moore.
No, not at all. Oh my gosh. Yeah. On a list of things to do, do not Google. It's just dope. I forgot A$AP Rocky was in that movie. Shameik Moore.
Yeah.
Oh, it was close enough. He's a really great actor. I like him a lot. He's in it, so it's got a great cast. It looks really good. So that one I will be looking forward to.
I'm definitely looking forward to the soundtrack too.
Oh, that's gonna be a dope fuck. That's gonna be an amazing soundtrack. No doubt. With the RZA doing that, it's gonna be really good. So, what's it called again?
Cutthroat City.
Cutthroat City. Yeah. It's another one coming out. Okay. So, we are going to, we just hit the 1 hour mark. So, we will finish this episode with our recap of Sorry to Bother You, which we just seen earlier today.
Yes.
So, if you have not seen Sorry to Bother You yet, this might be a good time to gracefully bow out because there will be spoilers. Spoiler alert.
So if you are deciding to dip out, thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us this far. Let us know what you think. Feel free to drop us some comments in the comment section wherever you're listening to this at. You can, again, hit us up on Twitter. It's at House of Blurds. On Instagram, on Facebook. houseofblurds.com is the website. So you can hit us up there. Add us at Twitter. Let us know what you think. What are your thoughts on the topics we discussed today? What comics are you copying? What games are you playing? What movies are you looking forward to? Which trailers did you think were trash out of San Diego Comic-Con? Do you plan on watching the Purge TV show? Let us know what you think. We definitely want to hear your feedback. Now, on to Sorry to Bother You. So, first off, let's just set the tone for this. So, we went to the Draft House, which is my favorite theater. Shout out to the Alamo Draft House. Been a long time patron. And we walked into the theater. We got there pretty early. We sit in our seats. And the theater begins to fill in. Now, the theater fills in with a lot of older white people.
And when we say a lot of older white people, the theater was filled. There was us. Okay, the black count was us, like 3 people in front of us and 1 guy behind us.
So a total that's 6 people, 6 black people in a full movie theater for this movie. So if you have watched it, then you already know where this is going, especially when it gets to a certain point. So we both looked at each other and were like, wait a minute, are we in the right movie theater? Like, is this, we're like, really? Like, okay. I didn't think that was necessarily the targeted crowd or, you know, what the audience on this movie was going to look like. But, you know, hey, yo, art is art. Like, support art. So, cool. I dig it. Movie starts. What do you think about the movie? What did you think?
I liked it. It did go left at one point, and it was kind of, you sitting there like, what just happened? Like, what's going on? But it was really creative. I liked the camera work on it. It looked nice.
Yeah, visually, it was a really great movie visually. I would love to know what the budget is. I haven't Googled it, so, you know, we'll fact check that later. But, yeah, visually, it was very well done, well shot. Color-wise, it was a vibrant movie. The tone on it was great. The acting, the cast. Lakeith Stanfield, yo, shout out to his curl pattern. Like, I want to know what he's using in his hair. If someone can let me know what Lakeith Stanfield's hair regimen is, because his curls was popping, like, all through that movie. Like, he has a really nice curl pattern. Like,
I thought it was twisted at first.
Yeah, so did I. And then I, like, so, yeah. At one point, like, I was just, a couple scenes, I was really just, like, mesmerized by his hair. Like, yo, he's got a real good curl pattern. I'd love to know what his regimen is. Yeah. And it has Danny Glover in it, which was a surprise for me. I did not know before going to go see it that Danny Glover was in it. So I was like, hey, he is not aged. He is aging well, should I say. Like, I'm pretty sure Danny Glover might be older than Morgan Freeman.
Do we even know how old Morgan Freeman is?
Morgan Freeman's in his fucking 80s, I think. Like, they are getting old.
That's sad.
It kind of is when you really think about it. But, like, Danny Glover is aging very well. Yeah, can we get on Lethal Weapon movie? Since, you know, never mind, because, I don't think we're getting a Lethal Weapon movie. But, because his partner, you know, decided to go off the rails and became a crazy racist. But, who else? So, Danny Gunn, how do you pronounce his last name? To most of you, we'll just know him as Glenn from The Walking Dead. Mm-hmm. That was another pleasant surprise when he came on screen. I was like, oh, hey, it's Glenn. Well, kind of had that same reaction. I want to see him in more movies.
Yeah, he does kind of play that, like, I wouldn't say kind of like arrogant role pretty well. Like, he's got like that nice guy look, but
he is fine. I'm sorry. I need more movies with Asian leads. Like, yes, just give it to us. Like, I am here for it. A long time ago, there was a hashtag a few years back that was started by a certain blurred page on Twitter, whom shall not be named. But it was like, I think Asian Boo Wednesday or something like that. And that was pretty dope. It was, you know, nice little just homage to, you know, male and female Asian actors. And by Asian, I don't just mean like Chinese, Japanese Asian. I mean like from the entire continent of Asia. Like, it was nice. Nice to see. And of course, there was a lot of Glenn up in there. But yeah, I want to see him in more stuff. I really enjoyed him in this movie and was happy to see him. And of course, Tessa Thompson.
She's been doing a lot lately.
Yeah, she has been doing a lot lately.
She was in Thor Ragnarok, Janelle Monáe's Dirty Computer.
Yeah. She was in her girlfriend's music video. She's got a lot of stuff in the works. Obviously, Creed 2 is coming soon enough. So she's staying busy, which is nice because she's a great actress. So I like seeing her continuing to work. For sure. Her character, though, I don't know how I feel about Detroit. Like, the movie in general. Okay, so the trailer shows you it follows Keith Stanfield's character who works in a call center, and he has to put on his white voice to be successful. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'm sitting here watching this movie, and a lot of people have said that you need to be high in order to watch this movie, or you should be. I don't feel you need to be high. You just need to have worked in retail. If you've worked in retail for more than like 5 years, you will see yourself in this movie. Like, you will get it. You'll be like, holy shit. Like, this is getting close to home. For real. So, yeah, it's really creative.
Yeah, it's really different.
If you've ever seen the movie, which I asked you earlier if you've seen it, but I know you haven't seen it, the movie Glengarry Glen Ross, which was an older movie based on a play. It's about real estate, but it really reminded me of that. It reminded me of a new version of that movie. So if you haven't seen Glengarry Glen Ross, it's a good movie. You should go back and see it if you like older movies. But yeah, it's definitely along that same lines. When it comes to retail, like, that's just kind of how I seen it. Just like the way that corporate retail companies see their employees. It doesn't even have to be telemarketing. It's just in general how these companies view their employees, and they will do whatever they can to make money and not have to pay them. And then, like, try to manipulate the good employees to get the other employees to, like, do what they want. Like, that was kind of what they were doing. Like, once he became successful, like, his bosses were trying to get him to, you know, essentially, what's the word I'm looking for? Just find ways to make more money off the other employees, and stuff like that. So, yeah, it was that interesting. If you've worked in retail, you'll get it. You don't even need to be high to go see this movie. Yeah. It was interesting. It was very interesting. The ending, maybe this won't really have spoilers. I don't really think we've given out much spoilers at this point. Mm-mm. It's really kind of hard to describe anyway. Like, you kind of just need to go see. Yeah, it's something
that you can't describe this. You have to go see. You got to experience it yourself.
Yeah, it's definitely worth going to go see in the movie theaters. I will say that. It is worth the ticket price. Yeah, fuck movie awards. I won't even sit here and be like, oh, it deserves Oscars, because, fucking, they don't really recognize real talent anyway. So, fuck those guys. But, it's a really creative, artistic movie. It's got a lot of symbolism in it. So, when you see it,
be open-minded.
Yeah. It's enjoyable. Oh, man.
Be cognitive of the white people around you.
Yeah, especially during
that part. Yeah. If you watch it, you will know what that part is.
Yo, first off, at that part, like, I wanted the lights to come on so I could look at the white people around me and be like, yo, who is laughing at this? Like, if you like, there were some people in that there laughing a little bit too hard. And I heard a couple people repeating it. I was just like, yo,
don't get too comfortable in this movie theater.
Yes. I mean, you still in Dallas. Like, yeah, it was a little too comfortable. So, yeah, no. But it was funny to watch and be in that position. So, yeah, check out Sorry to Bother You if you have not yet. If you have seen it, let us know what you think, what your thoughts of it are, how your movie experience seeing it was. We'd love to hear that from you as well. But I think that's all we've got for this week. Mm-hmm. So we will have some more for you again next week. So if you did stick around, once again, you can find us at houseofblurs.com. We are House of Blurs on Twitter, on Instagram. You can find us. We're mostly on the Twitter spheres. Shout out to everybody enjoying BlurredCon going on in Virginia. I've seen pictures. I've seen stuff on Twitter. It looks super fun, super dope. That's definitely, got to be a great experience. So shout out to everybody out there enjoying that. If you're in the Virginia area, you know anybody in the Virginia area, if you're on the East Coast, shoot down to VA, check it out. BlurredCon going on. We will be attending QuakeCon next week. So next week's episode, we will have some updates on the new stuff coming from Bethesda, and particularly Fallout 76. It's really all I want to know about. Skyrim. Next Skyrim game updates. We'll have pictures, audio, and stuff like that we're going to take from the floor at QuakeCon. So, yeah. You got anything else?
No. No, I think that's about it. I think we covered everything. Next Saturday will be our first full adult podcast. We'll all be adults.
Yes. Next Saturday, Armani turns 20. Welcome to the 20s. Yay. It's gonna be your birthday, bitch. It's your birthday. So we gonna be turned up for real. So come back and turn up with us next weekend when we turn up for Armani's birthday. One time for the birthday, bitch. Come back, celebrate with us, and hang with us some more. But until then, take care of yourself and be good to each other.